A YouTube career has only one way up, but so many ways down. Let's look at how these YouTubers got into big trouble. Number 10. Tease is the name of a Dutch YouTuber who traveled to the United States with his close friend Govert to make a video about the Area 51 raid. Neither expected to be thrown behind bars and make international news. According to authorities, they said they could both read and write English and walked past the no trespassing signs because they wanted to see the facility. This clip from Mac Adventures shows what these signs looked like and should give a good indication of how visible they are. But in this case, Tease made it around 3 miles beyond civilian access before they are confronted by guards. It doesn't look good for Tease when they find additional recording equipment in his car, including a drone. He explains that he has a YouTube channel, but he and his friend are both taken into custody anyway. The Nye County Sheriff's Office sentenced them to 1 year behind bars, which would have ruined his career because you certainly can't make new YouTube content while locked up, but he was extremely lucky that the sentence was suspended and he only had to serve 3 days and pay a fine, while the publicity of the incident actually did the opposite of ruining his channel. This incident could have ruined his life. Tease still makes videos, but he has been sticking to much safer content lately. Number 9. With over 500,000 Instagram followers and a viral song about being vegan.
We're on number 1. So where do you get your protein from? Nuts, beans, tofu seeds, quinoa, lentils, hemp and
Kyle O'Sullivan had a promising career as an internet celeb that all came to an end when his dysfunctional relationship hit the news. Kyle was sentenced to 12 months for leaving threatening voice messages to his ex-girlfriend and standing outside of her house with a hammer. In one of these numerous incidents detailed in court, his 7-year-old daughter was present and begging him to go away as he screamed at them all. Shortly after his release, Kyle began calling his girlfriend up to 50 times a day, eventually going so far as to follow her around a store. In one phone message, he threatened to end his life and blamed her, allegedly saying he wanted to put his hands around her neck and squeeze until red came from her eyes. This time he got 16 months and effectively destroyed his career. He has no platform now, and the only trace of his existence, besides news articles, is the occasional re-upload on YouTube. Number 8. A British former YouTuber named Anthony Locke had a commentary channel called Gas Kings, which featured videos from the sports car world. Only after it was mysteriously taken down did the YouTube community learn what he was really up to. About 1 year prior to starting the channel, Anthony Locke was operating a fraudulent website called Successful Pensions. He and his cohorts would convince people to invest their retirement savings with him, but really they would just pocket a large portion of the money instead. He took his clients for over $1 million according to carthrottle.com, and now he is serving 5 years. Aside from a small portion of his website that's still online and a few random re-uploads, all traces of Gas Kings have been erased. Number 7. Samantha Wolford has a YouTube channel called Simply Maniac 6075, in which she talks about the joys of having a family and being a mom. She hoped to become famous through her videos, and she eventually did, though not in the way she wanted. Still, many of her videos express an optimistic outlook on life in general.
12, I'm a complete dreamer. I think that anything can be possible.
She often talks about how protective she is of her family and how she would never let anything happen to them.
I cannot imagine somebody hurting my baby.
But one night, 3 men break into her home and take her husband to the woods, where they eventually end his life. She swears to detectives that she has nothing to do with it, but the courts find her guilty of a sickening plot to rid herself of her husband. Now she is serving 99 years behind bars for her role. Going back and watching her videos, after learning what she has done, puts them in an entirely new perspective, and one video I found called 15 Weird Things About Me has some disturbing warning signs. She talks about having a short fuse,
And I've got a short temper. I will flip the hell out.
and she talks about possibly having an untreated disorder.
And I'm obsessed with even numbers. Maybe it's a little OCD thing I have. I just like even numbers.
She doesn't exactly look or sound especially threatening when she says these things, and maybe you've even made some similar comments about yourself. We just never know what people are capable of doing, and in retrospect, that's precisely what makes her family vlog so creepy. Number 6. Miss Ya is a YouTuber from Japan who cooks simple meals in her office using everyday household products. In one video, she makes popcorn at her desk by putting the kernels in a cut-up aluminum can held over a burner. This seemingly harmless video would almost ruin her entire career when two girls tried to emulate it. While attempting to do so, they allegedly caused the nearby bucket of fuel to ignite, and the oldest sibling did not survive. Even though the videos are labeled as entertainment and not instructional, Miss Ya apologized for letting down her fans and agreed to pay the family out of court. She continues to make videos, but her career is forever tarnished by the whole event, and she probably never stops thinking about what happened to those two unfortunate fans. Number 5. Not too long ago, there was a popular channel on YouTube called Fantastic Adventures that had 800,000 subscribers who couldn't get enough. None of them knew their favorite YouTubers were enduring unspeakable punishments when the camera was not on. Authorities eventually discovered the channel owner was keeping her 7 kids in line, using ice baths, pepper spray, and withholding food when she felt they were not performing up to her standards. The kids also told authorities about being held in the quote green screen room, which was basically a bare closet with a deadbolt lock and nothing else. As I watched this clip, I can only imagine how difficult it must have been for them to fake any enthusiasm knowing that they were probably going to be punished afterwards. Worst of all, you'd never know that they were going through any of this just by looking at them.
Summer, and we're from Fantastic Adventure.
I'm glad they were eventually taken out of that environment, but at the same time I'm so sorry that they were not rescued sooner. Hopefully something similar never happens again. Number 4. A YouTuber named Samantha Mears wants to become a national singer, so she records herself singing pop songs. She expects to become famous one day, but the only break she gets is from reality, not into stardom. Samantha sneaks into her ex-boyfriend's home and hides behind the bedroom door according to Montana court records. When he comes home, she forces herself on top of him with a blade against him. His attempts to stop her advances were only met with a bite, and he feared she would slash him if he tried again. He eventually was able to run away and call police. Samantha's rambling version of the story made no sense to detectives, and she was sentenced after trial to 20 years in a state hospital. Obviously, her career is over before it even began, but listening to her song about how she can't help falling in love with you is undeniably creepy, especially given the context of the situation that would later put her away.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
Number 3. A YouTuber named Onision has been at the center of many controversies. One of the more famous ones involved his then-girlfriend Shiloh. When she starts to shake uncontrollably from a medical emergency, and Onision continues to record instead of seeking help, his fans grew concerned and angry. Some say this video is fake because she is smiling and speaking fine, which is odd during a medical emergency, but I want to know what you think, so take a look.
Give me your hand.
I am.
After a while, she reportedly does not remember where she is and becomes quite distressed. Maybe Onision accidentally left the camera on for this next part, but the way it's placed just out of her sight could be intentional and meant to get more views. Either way, he does seem to focus more on calming her down rather than calling an ambulance, which doesn't sit well with me at all.
Look at this, look at this. Hey, calm down. You're in my house, okay?
Why?
No.
If this is real, then he probably should have stopped recording to get help. And if this is fake, then I agree it's in very poor taste to pass off as otherwise. Number 2. Reaper's Anime Reactions was the name of a semi-popular reaction channel on YouTube when he stopped uploading on any of his accounts out of nowhere. One of his former friends puts out a video to explain what happened.
That Reaper has been arrested.
According to this explanation, Reaper was given access to watch over someone young.
It was a 7-year-old girl.
And then Reaper allegedly made a video, which has since been deleted, that confesses to everything.
Details. He told the details about what he did. All of it.
This evidence was no doubt used against him to get a conviction of up to 10 years on 2 serious charges. All of this since has been proven in court, so even though we won't be seeing any reaction videos from him anytime soon, he will be getting one reaction from the YouTube community. Absolute disgust. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these instructions to check it out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. This ex-YouTuber may have ruined his career and his entire life for that matter by playing a text-to-speech donation that warned of a device ready to blow. Just to put this into better context, he walks into a college, and then someone else watching the stream donates money for this voice to play. Do you think he should get in trouble, or should the person who paid to play this be held responsible?
Attention.
Is this where you're supposed to be?
I think so.
Countdown successfully started.
Oh, shit.
After that, he leaves the building and walks around as fire trucks and police surround the campus. He eventually leaves the scene and is apprehended somewhere downtown. He has since been released on bail and has some semblance of freedom, for now at least, but as of the time this video was made, he still has to stand trial and might do hard time, so he certainly has a long way to go before this can all be left in the past. Fear really has no limit, so when you think you've found your absolute worst fear, understand that there is always something worse.